Welcome to the virtual back-to-school night for Eagle Crest High School and our material science course. I'm Ms. Mikesell, and Ms. Tahja and I would like to welcome you to the material science class. The contact information for Ms. Tahja and myself is shown below. We'd prefer email communication, and we'll try to answer within the day. You can also voicemail us, and you can certainly sign up for the class remind by texting 81010 and then putting at EHS 127 in as the message. That will allow you to get reminders by text message to any important assignments, due dates, and other upcoming events. And then our offices are shown below. Material science is one of our engineering technology science courses. It's a CTE, or Career and Technical Education, pathway course. We study a couple of units. Our first unit is on solids, second is on metals, the third is ceramics, and then our final unit is on polymers and composites. Throughout all these units, students will use hands-on, lab-based science and engineering principles to learn about the materials in our everyday world, from paper clips to spaceships. Students will study the properties, processing, and functions of materials that make up our products. Here's a list of our supplies required. Your child will need a binder, single subject notebook, scientific or graphing calculator, pen or pencil, and safety goggles. You can buy those new using RevTrack on the Eagle Crest homepage for $5. And if you would like a sanitized used pair donated from last year's students, you can get those for free to borrow for the year. Finally, we would ask that you contribute through RevTrack for our EHS Material Science Workbook fee. That is also $5, although we totally understand if you can't do so due to financial difficulties. Any donations towards our program and workbook is appreciated, but it is definitely optional. So let's talk about the class, not only how we structure it for learning, but how we grade and assess your student in the course. For our learning cycle, we learn new tasks and skills using notes, podcasts, labs, class activities, and practice assignments. Please note that this is a very lab-based course. We do a lab almost every other class, and so attendance is very important to this class structure. And I consider this learning cycle like if you were in the theater, and when you're in a new production in the theater, you have to learn the script, you need to learn the choreography, you have to go to staging classes to learn your place and positions on the stage. You're learning those separate things that you're eventually going to put together into one single performance. Our formative assessments are the dress rehearsal. And what we mean by that is we do labs that help you get ready for our performance assessments. And those labs are your last opportunity to get feedback and help grow your thinking if you have mistakes in thinking before opening night and your graded assessment. So our performance cycle is our assessments, and we do content checks. Students are able to use their notes and labs on the assessment. We consider this the opening night performance. Please note, students are not allowed to take a content check until they have completed the lab by which the content check is over. So if a student has missed several classes, they will need to get on Schoology and complete the lab virtually or schedule an appointment to come in and get some remediation. And as with every opening night performance, there's always the chance to do retakes and reassessments. There's always another show where you get to prove that you can have a higher level of performance. So I would encourage you to recognize that any grade in the gradebook is written in pencil, and all students have the opportunity to do some remediation and retake performance tasks, and the more recent score, which hopefully is higher, will be entered into the gradebook. So our course structure is built around the idea of having practice tasks. These are our in-class activities and our labs. Then we do our performance task, our content check, once students have completed those tasks. And then students can do remediation and reassessment if they are not happy with their score. Schoology is where we will house our formative work. That's work that's ungraded and for practice. And so we'll use the following Schoology codes. The check mark stands for collected. That means the work has been completed to satisfaction. The half circle filled in is an incomplete. This means the work is incomplete and needs revisions before the students would be allowed to do the content check on the topic. And the exclamation point is missing. This means that your student has not turned in the work over that content. PowerSchool is what we use to communicate students' grades on individual content checks that are used to calculate their overall semester grade at the end of the semester. NHI means not handed in. This means your student was absent and did not submit their work, and that you need to schedule a makeup ASAP. NE means no evidence, and that the student's work that they submitted did not have enough evidence to earn proficiency yet. AC gets put in as a 75. This is a measurement of proficiency, so this shows that a student demonstrates a C level of understanding on the content check. And an A goes in as a 95, or mastery. This is when the student's test or assessment shows a high level of understanding over the content. At the end of the semester, we take their grades over the content checks in PowerSchool, and we average them together to get their grade in the class. And you can see our grading scale below. If your student is struggling in the class, there is some opportunities available for them to get support. Every Monday in East 127, we will have a support lab from 3:45 to 4:30 where they can come in and get some extra help or remediation. And then, of course, we'll offer additional times during off periods, lunch, and before school by appointment. Just some final tips for success. Please complete the practice in class with fidelity. Mistakes are absolutely expected as we're learning new things. Please don't let the possibility of making a mistake keep you from doing the practice. Practice is essential to make growth in your learning. Be an active learner. Ask questions and come to help sessions. Have a growth mindset. Be willing to complete remediation and retake assessments. And finally, attend this class regularly. This class is very hands-on and lab-based. Please use Schoology to access the resources virtually if you are absent and get caught up. Thanks, I appreciate you attending the Back to School night virtually. Miss Tahja and I wish you a great year. Have a good night.